What is going on, YouTube? It's Jim back with another video taking a first look at a collector's edition. We have not seen one of these in a while, and I'm really excited to walk you through my thoughts on the Oddworld Soulstorm Collector's Oddition. But before I get into that, all I need you guys to do is subscribe. I really appreciate the support. Now, this game was announced to be coming out on the PlayStation Plus service, so it's going to be free if you already own PlayStation Plus. However, they have decided to release a collector's edition in parallel to it for, I guess, people who don't have PlayStation Plus and people who are just super fans of the game. Xbox has dabbled with this before, particularly with games coming to the Game Pass service, and typically they have released collector editions without the game. But Sony has elected to include it, and that's why you're seeing a $150 price point, because it's bundling in that game. Now, normal PlayStation games are starting to run north of the $60 price point. You're starting to see games dabble into the $70 price point. So keep that in mind when you're looking at this collector edition. But if you're somebody like me who already has a PlayStation Plus, you're getting this game for free, essentially, if you want to think of it. Well, not free, but you know what I mean. But this would just be an add-on. So if I bought this, I'd have a spare copy of the game. Now, I'm not a big enough fan of Oddworld Soulstorm to get it, but you might be. And that's why I wanted to do a video on it, because I thought it was kind of neat. And I've got to say, Sony has always done a really good job of putting together really nice collector editions. So let's see if they hold up to it as we enter into what I believe is the first collector edition of the PlayStation 5 era. First and foremost, we have the unique collector's box. I know a lot of people say that's dumb. I love looking at the boxes. I typically do display my boxes. Not all of them. I don't have enough room anymore, but there's a few that I really like to look at. And yeah, I think it's not too bad. But most people don't care about the box. We have the game, which is for, interestingly enough, it says for PlayStation 4 and 5. I don't know if that's a reversible jacket. Let's see if it actually says it inside of the link here or not. That's interesting that it says both PlayStation 4 and 5, because typically they're not going to give you two copies of the game. Yeah, see, it says here PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5. So I guess when you order it, you go ahead and pick which one you want. Kind of interesting it says the word "and" there. That caught me off guard. I thought at first, a lot of these games now are doing this free up-res or whatever, where you put the disc in and it downloads it, whatever. So it looks like you're going to pick between the two there. On top of that, it does come with a embossed steelbook, which looks really cool. I got to say, Sony's steelbook game has been on point. One of the biggest reasons I bought some of the last collector editions, really God of War steelbook, really I thought was really gorgeous, and Ghost was just one of the prettiest steelbooks ever. So this looks really cool as well. You're going to get a temporary tattoo of Abe's hand, and some tribal stickers, which that seems kind of chintzy, doesn't it? You also are going to get a premium 160-page art book. Now, this picture's a little misleading because it is showing it closed and open. It looks like there's two separate things. It's just one thing. I have been very adamant that I used to love art books, and now I'm pretty much against them. I would much rather have a soundtrack, which you will notice unfortunately is missing in this collector edition. So instead you're going to get the art book. I have since liquidated all of my art books. I don't have them anymore, actually. Just got rid of the last one the other day. They take up space. I don't go back and look at them. They're not really that insightful. They seem to be more press material than like raw developer notes. So it's like, hey, we've already done the character design. We've already sketched out what it should look like. Let's make a sketch pretending that we don't know what it is yet, so we can like fill an art book. It never feels genuine enough that it's actually a collector's piece of like, hey, look, we went through the designer's computer and we just pulled all these files, and here's all the concept art that they were working with from the whole game, and we're just going to let you see all of that, because a lot of that is going to be repurposed for other games or maybe DLC or whatever. So you typically don't get to see like the fun stuff, and that's one of the biggest reasons why. So I'm gonna get off my soapbox now and move on to the three art prints. It looks like you're gonna get some nice quality, I'm hoping nice laminated sheets of the game with the logo on it, and can't really tell from this angle what they are, but I like that kind of stuff. And then obviously, the keychain. the mining company keychain. But obviously the reason you would be buying it is for the 9-inch Abe figure of him in his trademark kind of tippy-toe, goofy-looking walk. I like the base on it a lot, actually. And like I said, I'm not a huge Oddworld fan, so this doesn't really appeal to me from just a sense of like, I need to have this. But I really like that they did a good job with the base. Unfortunately, and I don't know how well you can tell it here. I know Amazon lets you blow up the photos just a smidge more. So we'll see if we can get a little bit closer. I guess it's not much better, is it? It's probably worse. It does say the name of the game on the little crate in the front. Although, I have to say it's cleverly kind of disguised kind of in the figure as opposed to just this giant piece that says, hey, this is an Oddworld game. I do like the pose. I like that. It's kind of an action shot. He's not just standing. It looks like he's in motion. 9 inches is a respectable size. I think most collector editions, vary anywhere from 8 to like 11 inches. And honestly, if you were going to make I guess when I think of like, is this a good collector edition? And it's all opinionated, right? If this is your favorite franchise of all time, then of course you're going to love it. But trying to be objective, comparing a collector edition like this to other collector editions, what I would ask myself is, what is the one thing that screams Oddworld to me? What's the one thing that when I think like, okay, if I'm thinking about like this franchise, right? Like, what is the one thing? And obviously it's this character. So they did the right thing. They made the collector edition statue of Abe the person you are going to recognize, the main character. A lot of times with these collector editions, you'd be surprised of the poses that they do, or the character that they choose to select to represent their game, or the item that they choose to accompany it. Recall some time ago, Tomb Raider did a collector edition that had like a flashlight, and like just sometimes you get like a pen or something that doesn't really kind of represent the character. This seems like a nice complete set minus the soundtrack. I would have much rather had a soundtrack than the art book. I would have much rather had a soundtrack, take the keychain away, take the tribal stickers away, take the tattoo away, and give me a nice soundtrack, a steelbook, and a statue, and I think I would be content with this. And I think you might be able to get the price point down a bit. But this is going to be a tough sell for Sony, considering this already is going to be available for everybody on PlayStation anyways. That's the real question, is like, do you, there's no way to buy this just a statue, just this figure by itself. You're kind of all in here, and this is a pretty steep price point. $150 is getting into what I'd say the premium tier is, although now that we are starting to see the $70 price point games starting to kind of trickle out into the mainstream, makes you wonder, is this now a standard edition for a collector edition? We haven't really seen a next generation one, and really now thinking, I know I earlier said this was the first PlayStation 5 collector edition. I think this might be the first next gen collector edition of a true next gen game. And I know that there are certain games, obviously I have Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I did a video on that one, but that wasn't like a true next gen game. It was like one of those cross things, Well, I guess Soulstorm does support PlayStation 5 too. Okay. Disregard that. But we are starting to see, I guess, it's exciting to see more collector editions. I'll just leave it at that. If you are interested in it, it is currently available on Amazon. I think it's going up on Best Buy later tonight. If you are interested, as I always say, and I'm going to close the video out with this, buy it now, cancel it later, because I don't think this one will sell out, but you never know, and you'd much rather have it in the bank, ready to go, than deciding you suddenly want it and it's gone. And I can't tell you the number of comments I will get on this video in a month or two when this game is out, and hopefully it's a well-polished, well-received game, and everyone's very excited for it, and everybody's saying, "Aw, but the collector edition sold out. I can't get it anywhere." I know, that's why I'm telling you guys to pre-order it now. There you guys go. My thoughts on it. I think it's cool if you're a fan. If you're not a fan, it's a pass, and for me, it will be a pass. So there will be no unboxing unless Sony decides that they love me and they want to send me a freebie, but I think we know the answer to that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.